I'm Laura McCormick with the WRT, and joining me from Virginia is our pro, Cameron Meeks. Welcome, Cameron.
Thanks for having me, Laura.
0 serve 0.
All right, we're going to start out with Jaime Martell serving against Jake Bredenbeck in our second quarterfinal of the day.
Short. Second serve. Point.
Good shot. Great start for Jaime.
Yeah, Jaime starting out with the first point of the game.
1-0. Skip ball, side out.
So Cameron, you mentioned that you've watched some WRT
0-1
broadcasts. So we know now that Jaime and Bredenbeck have matched up many times before, 3 or 4 times in the last year. What's your opinion? I like to put a little pressure on my co-commentators. What's your impression of what's going to happen here today?
From watching both of them play this weekend, I feel like Jaime's played some great ball, obviously making another quarterfinals here. But Jake is, just like we saw Bobby in the last match, he's locked in, he's feeling confident, he's not over swinging. I think Jaime's going to push him, but I still feel like Jake's going to take him in 2.
Point.
Great shot. Of course, Jaime could prove me wrong. He's playing some great ball as well.
2-0. Side out.
Tough.
0-2. Side out.
And a side out for Martell. Now, the last time that Martell and Bredenbeck met up was at the Midwest Championships in the quarterfinals, where Jaime came back to take game 1 from Bredenbeck 15-14. Bredenbeck came back to beat him in the breaker and went on to win the Midwest Championships. So time over time, as these two match up, because I always give them a hard time that they face each other, Martell has really been improving his game in the last year, as has Jake, and makes for some great competition here in the quarters.
I agree. It helps when you've played someone multiple times where you start to learn their patterns, their game style. So I feel like so far Jaime's going in with a great game plan, shooting the lines, not really giving Jake too many opportunities to set up on the ball, and
2-0.
very well, playing smart.
Point.
Another solid shot from Jaime.
3-0.
Oh, nice serve. Kind of trapped Jake there up against the glass.
Great shot.
Yeah, Jaime starting out really strong here in game 1 with a 4-point lead. And
4-0.
we talked about the confidence that Bobby Horn had in his match previously, and I think we're seeing that in Martell right now too.
I agree. So far, his game plan is working flawlessly.
Point.
He puts another one away. Some great ball to start off this first game.
Now, I know you can't ever underestimate Jake Bredenbeck. He is number 2 right now on the WRT. He's a Team USA player who just came back from the Pan American Games in July this year. And he is one of the most powerful hitters, as we see there.
Right on cue.
0-5. Short.
Definitely has a killer serve. Bredenbeck and Cardona are the ace leaders here on the WRT.
Skip ball, point.
All right, there's the first point for Bredenbeck in game 1 of our second quarterfinal here at the Grace Warrior Atlanta Open.
Second serve. Point.
looking like he's starting to settle into a rhythm himself.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that you don't want to let Jake do, is control the tempo of the match. He likes to get right into that service box and fire that serve off. Nice shot, yeah. Really using that sidewall. Now, for maybe some of the beginners out there like myself, what kind of advice do you have for, really playing the angles and, more than just hitting the front wall?
You really have to, it starts with footwork. You have to do a good job to get your feet set so that way you're in control of your body. That way it gives you more options as to what you're going to do with your shot. Obviously, you want to get it to the front, but from there, it has a lot to do with your positioning, your opponent's positioning, and really thinking about trying to set yourself up for a good quality shot.
Nice rally here, yeah, in game 1.
Great point. You saw in that rally, both of them were
2-5.
Hit good angles, as you mentioned.
Skip ball, point.
That was a rocket of a serve.
That's definitely part of Jake's reputation. Rocket serving.
3-5. Short.
Second serve for Bredenbeck.
Second serve. Point.
And Bredenbeck's closing the gap, now within 1 of tying it up here in game 1 for serving 5.
4-5.
Nice hit.
Side out.
Looks like Jaime is going to take a quick timeout, see if he can break some of Bredenbeck's momentum and gain his mental focus. We're going to go ahead and hear a quick word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
That hamster boy sucks.
Yeah.
He hasn't even scored a point yet.
Yeah, I don't think I have a chance for that racket.
Oh, come on, you can get that. Oh.
No, you can't.
We gotta get him a gearbox racket.
Maybe we should shave it.
I don't think it's gonna like getting shaved.
Yeah, but then it'll go faster.
Yeah. That hamster boy sucks.
And we're back live here in game 1 of our second quarterfinal of the Grace Warrior Atlanta Open, featuring Jaime Martell with 5 points against Jake Bredenbeck with 4. I'm Laura McCormick with the WRT, and Cameron Meeks from Virginia is joining me here on his second WRT broadcast at his first WRT event. So we saw Jaime Martell call a timeout as Jake Bredenbeck was gaining some momentum. Cameron, what are your thoughts on what Jaime needs to do right now? We saw him really controlling the game in the beginning with a strong mental focus. What can he do now as Jake has gained some momentum?
I think he needs to stick with his game plan. When you've got a heavy hitter like Jake, you obviously want to slow the pace down, not try to play a power game with him. Jaime's doing a great job of getting in some good lob serves in. If he can keep Jake off balance and keep him from cutting the balls off, I think Jake's going to keep setting him up, and he should have a good run to try to take this first game.
Point.
All right, and a point there for Jaime.
6 serves 4.
Keeps him in the lead here in game 1.
As you were talking about that humidity earlier, it looked like the wall carried that ball for him.
Point.
And 2 in a row for Jaime after his timeout. Cameron, you mentioned the humidity.
That's
we did say it's very
74.
warm here in Atlanta. Also, I've seen some signs of hot Atlanta. How does the humidity affect you when you're playing here? I know all the walls here are cement, correct?
That's correct.
So what kind of effect? The humidity makes the ball heavier? Or?
The biggest effect that I notice is that it takes a toll on the walls.
Side out.
Great try. The more humid it gets on the court, the more chance there is for there to be some slick walls and the ball to carry. It doesn't happen too often, but you'll find a couple spots about midway up on the wall.
4-7.
Where it's a little slick.
Second serve.
Jake's not happy with that call.
Looks like he's trying to contain himself there a little bit. I think the ref already gave him a warning. Our ref is Brent Walters, doing a great job here so far with our first 2 quarterfinals matches of the day.
Point.
Ooh. Nice placement there from Jaime, but Jake
5-7.
has that long reach, and I
Point.
think that's something you can't underestimate about Jake. I mean, he works hard. He's a fast and fit player, but he also has that reach. It looked like that's an advantage for him for
5-7.
sure.
There's
That's a point.
lunges in the gym pay off.
Yeah. Ooh.
Point.
Great hustle.
Yeah, that's tough when you're up at the front of the wall like that, Cameron. And I've tried this a couple times now that I've been on the court. I always thought a soft touch would be better. That hasn't worked for me. What do you do when you're in that situation, you know, in order to kind of get your placement out there on the court? Is it a gamble?
Sometimes it is a gamble. You kind of have a toss, and obviously you're trying to run and keep up with the ball. But a lot of times if your opponent's
6
running
or
with
7.
you, even if they stay in center court, a nice hard wide angle pass
Point.
is usually the best shot to go, because if you dink the ball, chances are you can either hit yourself or they can just take one quick step, as we've shown, as Jake showed us, he's great with those lunges, and just tap it right by you.
Ball's down, side out.
Nice shot.
Bredenbeck ties it up at 7-7, and then Jaime with the side out. And that basically means it's back at 0-0 here, sort of.
It's a race to 8.
Yeah.
Point.
All right, and a point for Martell, playing really well here in game 1 against Bredenbeck. As I mentioned earlier, these two have matched up 3 times before, and each time we've seen an improvement from Martell, although Jake has defeated him, so anything can happen here today in the quarterfinals.
Point.
That's tough. Tommy's playing some great racquetball right now. Doing a great job sticking with his game plan.
Both Jaime Martell and Jake Bredenbeck are sponsored by Gearbox, our presenting sponsor here on the WRT, and they're playing with the official WRT ball. That's the Gearbox black ball. Another point for Jaime.
10-7.
If you guys want to check out more Gearbox products, go to gearboxrb.com and you can get what the players are wearing and playing with.
Side out.
Now the winner of this match here today will continue on to the semifinals later tonight. They will play David Bobby Horn. Coming up after this, we do have more quarterfinals. We have Anthony Herrera versus Andre Padilla and Alex Cardona versus Christian Longoria.
Second serve.
Make sure you guys tune back in for the semis later tonight at 5 and 6 Eastern time.
Side out.
Side out there for Bredenbeck, but what I did want to note as I was plugging our future matches here, you see how fast Bredenbeck got that second serve off. Ref said second serve and he was ready. He's really trying to take back the momentum here in game 1.
Yeah, Jake likes to play a quick pace game. It allows him to kind of stay in a rhythm.
Point.
He's a machine out there on the court. And Jaime's playing him tough. He's kind of taming the storm right now.
11-7.
Would almost be a good time for a timeout from Bredenbeck.
Side out.
Ooh, nice
Great
placement,
pass.
yeah.
Great pass. That's also another tough shot. It's hard to pick the ball off the back wall and put it in the opposite corner.
Seven 11. Court. Second serve. Side out.
For those of you watching at home, don't forget next weekend we have more WRT racquetball for you. We will be in Sarasota, Florida for the Suncoast Open.
11-7.
So join us next Saturday when we'll be live streaming the quarters and semis on Saturday, and of course the finals on Sunday.
Point.
Yeah, an unfortunate error there from Bredenbeck in the back of the court. See, he is shaken up a little bit, I think. Not
12-7.
shaken, but frustrated with himself. There's a lot of self-talk happening out there right now.
Point.
And Martell just really able to capitalize on that and keep his own mental focus. I think we've seen a lot of
13-7.
improvement in Jaime over the last year in his mental focus for sure, and it's paying off right now again against Bredenbeck.
Absolutely.
Point.
Wow, nice serve, trapping him there against the back glass, as we saw a little bit earlier in game one. And that's going to force Bredenbeck to take a timeout. Let's see if he can regain his focus, and we'll be right back when we'll find out. And we're back live at the 2015 Grace Warrior Atlanta Open at the top of game 2. We had Jaime Martell defeating Jake Bredenbeck in the first game 15-8. Now I'd like to give all of you who are watching a special promotion here from Gearbox. If you go online right now to gearboxrb.com, you'll get a free t-shirt with any purchase by entering in all caps WRT ATL.
Game 2, Jake.
So that's with any Gearbox purchase. Right now, go to gearboxrb.com and enter the code all caps WRT ATL and get that free t-shirt with your purchase.
Point. 1-0.
All right, and Bredenbeck starting out strong here in game 1 with the first point. He did gain a little bit more momentum after game 1. Jaime still able to close it out 15-8, so we'll see what Jake kind of switched up here in game 2.
I think Jake's going to try to make Jaime run as much as possible this game.
Side out.
All right, nice side out there from Jaime.
Very smooth shot.
For those of you just tuning in here for game 2, I have Cameron Meeks from Virginia joining me for the broadcast today, offering his professional commentary. Thank you, Cameron.
Thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Side out.
That's a great shot.
One 0. Side out.
Nice answer there by Jaime.
One thing I've noticed so far in this draw, if most people haven't kept up with the scores, all the top seeds have had tough matches so far in this tournament. And Jaime's living true to that for Jake right now.
Yeah. For those of you that do want to check out the draw, you can go to bit.ly/capitals WRT-ATL. Check out the draw and see what's happening here all weekend at the Grace Warrior Open.
Two bounces.
Now we were talking about the tough matches that the players had. Martell in round 32s faced Dusty Everhart from Prattville, Alabama, defeating him 6-1. And then in round 16s, he faced off against Colombian Mario Mercado. That went to breaker last night as Jaime defeated him game 1, 15-10. He lost game 2, 15-8, and came back in breaker to win 11-7. Jaime not agreeing with that screen, but the ref, Brett Walters, standing strong, which means Bredenbeck now leads 2-1. Now Bredenbeck to get here in round 32s faced Brian Stone, a local here from Alpharetta, Georgia, defeating him 15-6, 15-12. And then faced Nikolai Miramontes last night in round 16s, defeating him 15-11, 15-6. And they're also battling the humidity here. It's been rainy all weekend in Atlanta, and that is a factor, as Cameron was telling us earlier. Causes some slickness out there on the court, and with the ball on the wall, these are all cement walls here at Recreation ATL.
2-1. Two bounces.
Good call.
1-2. Side out.
That's tricky. That's a nice rally here between the two of them.
Had a lot of front court rallies so far this match.
Yeah, and I think we saw that in one of the last ones too. If Jaime could, I mean, obviously it's easier for us to see over here, but it looks like he's just short of getting back to that center court, and Jake keeps sending it deep in the corner, and that's giving him some trouble as he goes to chase it down. I wonder, there must be some confidence there when you're up at the top of the court, like, oh, I got this, he's never going to get it, but you got to make sure you get back there, I imagine.
That's right. Jake's actually doing a great job of not doing too much with those balls, because a lot of times, obviously, him being a big power hitter, the bracket balls are sitting up there almost like a beach ball, and you can do whatever you want with it, but
short serve.
At the same time, you got to remember sometimes power isn't always the best option, and he's doing a great job taking some pace and hitting a great pass.
Ooh, a weird bounce.
Nice.
Jaime keeping it alive.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Probably the best rally so far here this morning. Nice shots from both players, lots of movement, and burying it in the corner there from Bredenbeck.
I believe after all of Jaime's tries, that's the first one he's been able to dive and get off the back wall.
Yeah, it's a great get.
3-1. Short serve, short serve. Right on the line. Second serve.
Job staying with that ball and putting it away nice and easy.
Timeout.
It looks like Jaime is going to go ahead and take a timeout as he steps into the service box. We're going to hear from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of Game 2 right after this. And we're back in Game 2 of our quarterfinal match between Jaime Martell, who won Game 1, and we see out there in the red, and Jake Bredenbeck, the number 2 seed here this weekend at the 2015 Grace Warrior Atlanta Open. I'm Laura McCormick with the WRT, and Cameron Meeks is joining me here on the broadcast here this morning, providing some great insight to what we can expect here from the pros. Cameron, this is your first WRT event. What's your impression so far?
I've enjoyed every moment of it. It's been a great draw, a lot of great competition, have some good matches. And it's a great atmosphere. I mean, everyone's out here having a great time.
Side out.
Being very social, getting the chance to watch some great ball. And all the players are friendly. If anyone hasn't made it out, definitely come check it out.
3-1.
Every player on the tour is very approachable.
Well, thank you. That's a great thing to hear.
Side out.
Side out for Jaime.
1-3.
Like that timeout didn't exactly work to his advantage, but he's back in the box now.
Side out.
Smart shot.
It's tough. It looks like he anticipated, or Jaime anticipated something else. And Jake was able
3-1.
to shoot it back down the line.
Yep, he's probably looking for a pinch.
Side out.
Good hands.
Crowd loving that. This is the WRT's first time
1-3.
in Atlanta, and our host, the Recreation ATL, has been most gracious. It's a great community here in Atlanta for racquetball.
2 bounces.
All right, and there we go with some movement. There's a point on the board for Martell.
Yeah, wanted to say thanks to Jason Chen for putting together a great event.
2-3.
He's done a great job running this tournament so far. Great host.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's most gracious. He makes everyone feel at home, and he always has a smile on his face. All right, there's another point for Martell.
That's a great shot by Jaime there, too. Taking his time, even with his feet.
3 serves,
Still
3.
moving, able to put the ball away.
Nice get.
Technical.
Ooh, that is really tough. Bredenbeck really upset. Gets a technical
For
there
2.
from the ref, who's not going to take anything. That means Bredenbeck's going to lose a point with the technical.
4-2.
Makes it 4-2.
Skip ball.
It's a good call.
5-2.
Jake's not going to like it, but that's a good call.
And our firm ref up there, I think, is help keeping
5-2.
Jake pretty composed out there. I don't think he liked that skip call.
Brent's one of the best refs I think I've seen in a while. He sticks to his call. He calls what he sees, and he's not going to let the players get to him.
Skip ball.
Couple points in a row there for Martell.
5-2.
Oops, sorry, that's 5-2.
6, I'm sorry, 6-2.
6.
Skip ball.
Jake needs to take a timeout here. He's mentally not in this game right now.
Yeah, he's got a couple skip balls in a
7-2.
row there. I think his frustration, maybe lack of being able to express it, is frustrating him a little bit more.
Point.
And it looks like Jaime back in control here in game 2.
8-2.
One thing I've noticed is Jaime's doing a great job of hitting his down the line shots. He's making it look easy, but as most pros will tell you, down the line is one of the hardest shots to hit consistently.
Wow, Martell there with, now I just lost my math. 6 points in a row, there we go.
9-2.
Martell with 6 points in a row here. Really, you can see how you can really play against the mental game of another player too.
Side out.
All right, there's a side out for Bredenbeck and a chance for him to regain momentum here in the service box and take some control
2-9.
back.
Point.
That's just a great point right there by Jake. It's Exactly what he needs to do to get back
3-9.
in this game. Great serve, great finish.
Side out. Nine three.
It's the second skip serve we've seen today.
Yeah, we saw one earlier from Franco.
Side out.
Yeah, there's a signature Jake move with the between the legs.
3-9.
Giving the crowd a little something to appreciate.
A little showmanship there.
Oh, and Jaime takes it right back from him.
This is a great quarterfinal so far here
Timeout,
this
Jamie.
morning. Looks like Jaime's going to go ahead and take a timeout while Bredenbeck wipes down the court. We'll be right back in just a moment.
That hamster boy sucks.
Yeah.
He hasn't even scored a point yet.
Yeah, I don't think I have a chance with that racket.
Oh, come on, you can get that.
No, you can't.
We gotta get him a gearbox racket.
Maybe we should shave it.
I don't think it's gonna like getting shaved.
Yeah, but then it'll go faster.
Yeah.
And we're back live in game 2 where Jaime Martell just called the timeout. He's leading now in game 2 after winning game 1 15-8 and really controlling the tempo here as Bredenbeck tries to regain control. I'm Laura McCormick with the WRT, and Cameron Meeks is joining me here on the broadcast this morning. We have Brent Walters as our referee, doing a great job so far here this morning. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at World R-Ball Tour. We also love to hear from our fans, and we'll give you a special gearbox giveaway here. We want to know who you want to see win and move on to the semifinals tonight. So tell us on Facebook and Twitter right on our page, and you'll be automatically entered to win a free gearbox shirt. So go ahead to Facebook and Twitter at World R-Ball Tour and tell us who you want to see move on to the semifinals later tonight at 5 and 6 Eastern Standard Time.
It's a great side out there from Jake.
3-9. Side out.
Side out for side out here. These two pretty evenly matched in another great quarterfinal here this morning. Both these players are recipients of the benefits of the Reaching Your Dream Foundation. If you want more information on the Reaching Your Dream Foundation and how they help these players get to events, go to give2, that's the number 2, rydf.org.
3-9. Side out.
All right, still holding here at 9, serving 3. Couple side outs in a row after that timeout.
I think Jake's calmed himself down, but
9-3.
if you calm yourself down a little too much, it can take yourself out of the match. He's not cranking the ball like he normally does. Nice hit.
Side out.
Great shot there.
Yeah, looking a little bit more comfortable out there, more composed for that point. Another side out.
I think Jake's going to try to come in with some big serves here on these next few points.
3-9.
He's taking a little bit off, actually. Mixing up his game.
Skip ball. Side out.
All right, still 9, serving 3
9-3.
after several side outs. Cameron, who do you think is going to score the first point after this loss?
Nice get.
Oh.
Side out.
I was going to say Jake, but Tommy made me hold my breath.
I was going to say.
That was a great rally, great get. I think if Jake doesn't score here, then Jaime's going to get the next point. We'll get us back in the box.
3-9. Side out.
Wow.
Another quick side out for Jaime.
1 timeout. 9-3.
We have Jaime Martell looking over here to his coach here on the sidelines, another WRT player, Jose Daniel Ugalde from Ecuador, and also Martell's doubles partner. There's that point that you were looking for Martell.
10-3.
Let's see what he can do.
It's nice to make a good prediction.
Good ball. Side out.
Good try.
Yeah, nice effort there from Jaime. He did get that point, so we got a little bit of movement. Let's see if he can hold off Bredenbeck. We're going to wipe down the court real quick. Gives us a moment to thank our official tour partner, the Reaching Your Dream Foundation. I mentioned earlier, both of these players are recipients of the Reaching Your Dream Foundation benefits. If you want to find out more about Reaching Your Dream, go to give2rydf.org. But now the Reaching Your Dream is a nonprofit that promotes health and fitness and the long-term viability of sports like racquetball among players with diverse cultural and socioeconomic backgrounds. Go to give2rydf.org for more information and make a donation today.
Side out.
Jaime pumping himself out there. After taking
10-3.
game 1, this would be huge if he could defeat Bredenbeck, number 2 seed and number 2 ranked on the WRT. Oh, smart play there, kind of giving Bredenbeck a taste of his own medicine, forcing him over into that corner to chase down the ball.
That's a great pass, great wide angle.
And there's another point for Martell.
11-3. Point.
Great shot. Jaime's starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep, he's 3 away from taking this match from Bredenbeck.
This will be a great win for him in WRT.
Upsetting the number 2. Jaime is seeded number 7 here this weekend.
Side out.
Side out there for Bredenbeck, yep.
Very tough.
3-12. Point.
Point for Bredenbeck. He's not going to let Martell get too comfortable out there. These two were locked at 3-9, 9-3 for 10 serves at least.
At least. Yeah,
4-12.
starting to bring the physical aspect to racquetball now. He's that last
Good
rally,
ball.
him and Jaime got a little close, and sometimes when a guy's on fire, you really have to let him know that you're right there with him to kind of make him feel the little pressure a little bit.
Yeah, take some of the edge off.
Side out.
Great shot.
Timeout. That's your final timeout.
Martell's going to go ahead and use his final timeout here. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsor. And we're back in game 2 where Jaime Martell called the timeout as he steps into the service box, gaining some mental focus here to see if he can close out game 2 against Jake Bredenbeck and take this match, defeating Bredenbeck for the first time on the WRT.
Side out.
Unfortunate error there for Martell gives Bredenbeck an opportunity here.
And a rare miss for Jaime this match. He hasn't missed too
5-12.
many shots.
Good shot.
That's a great shot.
There's a point for Bredenbeck. Both Jaime
6-12.
and Jake are playing with the new Gearbox rackets from the Beltran collection. Heard some pretty amazing things about those rackets, so if you guys go to gearboxrb.com, you can check them out.
12-6.
Martell getting trapped up there, yeah, against the wall.
Very unfortunate.
Really got to keep his focus here if he wants to close this out against Bredenbeck.
Point.
That's tough.
Good shot.
That's a great shot.
7-12. Point.
Wow. Nice shot there from Bredenbeck.
2 quick points. Same shot, just on opposite
8-12.
sides.
Side out.
Kind of playing that left corner there, both of them keeping it down the line. We threw Bredenbeck off there a little bit as Bredenbeck tried to push Martell out of the way.
Jake likes to get physical sometimes in there in the court. I know watching him and Bobby play a couple times for national singles, they've had some rallies where they both got really close to each other.
Oh,
that's a great
nice
shot. Great shot.
8-12.
Some confidence there now from Bredenbeck as he's gaining momentum here, closing the gap now with 3 of tying it up in game 2.
True signs of a veteran right there. He's managed to get his head back in the match, and now he's only 2 points away from tying this up.
10-12. Replay. 10-12. Now, is it hinder before the 2 bounce? Count, yeah.
All right, they're going to wipe down the court there in just a second. Now, Cameron, what do you think? Jaime, we saw him really mentally focused. How can he gain that back? He seems to be making some errors there for himself.
He, I think he needs to just... Yeah. I think Jaime needs to, what he needs to do is just obviously realize Jake's on the roll, but not feel pressure. He's still in the driver's seat because with him taking game 1, he can kind of relax a little bit, you know. Obviously, Jake's going to come and hit big serves. He's going to hit some great shots, but Jaime can weather the storm a little bit by taking the serves, not trying to do too much with it, and go back to what he was doing and just hit nice, smooth down the line passes.
Yeah, Bredenbeck definitely not to be underestimated. You can see, it's funny, I think when he starts to gain that momentum, you see a different kind of swagger in his step as he steps back up there to the service box. He's definitely regaining some control in controlling his power. We saw him earlier pretty rattled by some of the calls. The ref, Brent Walters, doing a great job and keeping it really contained out there. Earlier, Jake got a technical, but he's been able to refocus, and he's coming back to close the gap now against Jaime.
Absolutely. Jake's had a lot of experience both on home in the U.S., both IRT, WRT, and also internationally. So he's not no stranger to this situation.
10 serves 12.
He knows what he has to do, and hopefully we'll see him come back, take this game 2, and force a tiebreaker.
Oh, wow, nice get.
Another nice get.
Jaime looking focused.
Ooh,
great gets.
Wow.
Great rally here. The crowd loving that. Some great gets there from Jaime. Now we have mentioned it's pretty hot and humid here in Atlanta. We already saw Bredenbeck change his shirt in game 2. Jaime looking pretty saturated out there as he goes and wipes down the court.
It almost looks like he's wearing a completely different shirt from when he started.
Yeah, he went from red to maroon. And it's been a great experience here in Atlanta. This is the WRT's first tournament here in Atlanta. We are at the Recreation ATL, where our tournament director, Jason Chan, is doing a great job of hosting the event.
12.
So we thank you all for watching, and we thank you all for supporting the WRT.
Skip ball.
And there we have it.
12 serves 12.
Managed to come back after being down 9-3, I believe.
All tied up. Wow. Just short of that front wall. Nice effort there from Jaime, running all over the court. That's going to give Bredenbeck his first lead here in game 2.
Nice hit.
Good shot.
Another great rally.
Bredenbeck really coming back strong here in game 2, and now his first game point
14-12
against Jaime Martell. If he wins this, we're going to breaker.
Screen serve.
Good call by referee Brent Walters.
Second serve.
I think the crowd's finally starting to wake up here.
Yeah. That means Bredenbeck wins game 2, 15-12, and we're going to tiebreaker. We'll be right back with more of our second quarter final here today, so don't go anywhere. There's lots more racquetball all day.
Easier let up for a minute. You see he's going for drop serve now, and Jake's sitting on that all day. I would say Jaime needs to get back to his lob serve, push Jake back.
0 serve 0.
Hit a hard shot from deep in the court, and then he's been getting a lot of setups off of his lob serve.
Wow.
That's a great shot.
As he Spider-Man'd a little bit there up against that back glass.
1-0.
Crowd liked that.
Great movement from the big guy.
Hold it. Reap side out.
Oh.
It was you blocked right in front of the down the line.
Ref calling the side out. Bredenbeck not in agreement with that.
He doesn't like it, but it is the right call. He hit the ball right back to himself, and Jaime was right there.
Like Jaime was going to go ahead and give it to him, but Bredenbeck's going to stick with the ref's call.
That's good sportsmanship right there.
0-1.
Absolutely, and by Jake, we like
Yeah.
to see that here on the WRT. Fair play and good sportsmanship.
Oh.
Side out.
And so maybe that's a little bit of the racquetball karma, right? It did come back around. I think maybe Jake knew if it was meant to be, it would come back to him.
As we like to say up in the Mid-Atlantic, the ball always knows.
Yep, that's right.
1-0.
Now remember, here at the WRT, we play best 2 out of 3. So in the breaker, we
Short
play
serve.
to 11.
Second serve.
And it's first to 11.
Nice get.
Point.
And a point for Bredenbeck. Now, one thing I noticed in game 2, you were talking about Martell maybe needing to switch up his strategy again. I feel like in game 1, which he won, he was playing more of the angle, playing more of the corners, and in game 2, everything kept coming back to the center. And you don't want to let Bredenbeck just swing from the center.
Point.
Absolutely not. You're 100% correct on that. Jake's starting to when Jake started making his comeback, he started playing Jaime a little closer.
3-0.
Letting him know that the big guy's right behind him. And all that takes sometimes
Point.
is just putting that little bit of pressure on somebody to make an extra good shot. And
Timeout.
as you see, Jaime very frustrated with himself right now.
Yeah, Jaime feeling the pressure. We're going to go ahead and relieve that with a quick commercial break. We'll be right back right after this.
That hamster boy sucks.
Yeah.
He hasn't even scored a point yet.
Yeah, I don't think I have a chance with that racket.
Oh, come on, you can get that.
No, you can't.
We gotta get him a gearbox racket.
Maybe we should shave it.
I don't think it's gonna like getting shaved.
Yeah, but then it'll go faster.
Yeah.
And we're back live in Game 3, our tiebreaker between Jake Bredenbeck and Jaime Martell. Bredenbeck leading now 4-0, has frustrated Martell a little bit. Let's see if Martell can get back some of his momentum here.
Time's in.
But it's
Full
funny
serve
how that
0.
can change between Game 1 and Game 2, and even halfway between Game 2, where Martell was leading and Bredenbeck able to come back and win it.
Racquetball is definitely one of those sports where anything can happen.
Side out.
That's a great side out right there by Jaime, taking advantage of his timeout. He's really going to have to get back to hitting his lines because Jake
Zero
is
serves
dialed
4.
in right now. He's seeing red.
Yeah.
Point.
Point for Martell.
1-4.
Well, that's what we've come to expect from Bredenbeck, that showmanship and
4-1.
That's
an
just
amazing shot between the legs.
That's a stupid shot. Oh, tough.
Point.
Incredible. We see Jaime going one way, trying to make that adjustment as he misread, I guess, Bredenbeck's shot there.
Great shot selection by Jake there. Great gets by Jaime, but in the end, Jake wins that battle. I may have to correct myself. Instead of seeing red, he's seeing black because that's what they're playing with today.
That's right. Got that official WRT Tour ball. That's the Gearbox Black ball. Want to check out more products like the Beltran collection, which both Jaime and Jake are playing with, and order some balls for yourself. You can go to gearboxrb.com. And if you enter the special promo code in all caps WRTATL, you get a free t-shirt with any purchase.
5-1. Two bounces.
That's a great shot. That shot right there looked like Jaime from the first
1-5.
game.
Wow.
Smart.
Smart play by Jake. He has Jaime still on the floor in the front, so he sends that ball deep. Jaime is doing a great job of hustling all over here today, but I think we can see he's a little frustrated, probably a little tired. I mean, it's hot and humid out here. These guys have been playing since at least round 32s. We're now in the quarterfinals. That's a lot of matches so far this weekend. Martell also playing doubles. He has his doubles partner here on the sidelines coaching him. That's Jose Daniel Ugalde from Ecuador. Bredenbeck opting not to play doubles this weekend, which is probably a good call. I imagine if you add doubles to the mix, that's another at least, 1, 2, 3 matches that you got to play.
Absolutely. As I was talking to him and Bobby and a few of the other players that decided not to play doubles, when you've got back-to-back events, it's really a smart thing so you can make sure, obviously you want to do well and go deep in this draw, but when you've got another one just a few days away, you want to make sure that you have enough time to rest and recover.
That's right.
Side out.
You mentioned back-to-back events. We do have another event here with the WRT next weekend. We'll be in Sarasota, Florida for the Suncoast Open. Don't forget to tune in for that next Saturday, where we'll have the quarters and the semis for you again on Saturday.
Side out.
Great shot.
Side out for Martell. Now we saw Martell last night in another tiebreaker in the round 16s against Mario Mercado from Colombia, where Martell was down in a very similar situation like this. He was down 0-5, and he came back to win in breaker 11-7.
Side out.
Nice effort there from Jaime, but there's a side out for Bredenbeck. Jake has consistently been in the top 3 here on the WRT all season. He is currently number 2. We have Alex Cardona in number 1.
Oh, nice hit.
Wow.
Great rally.
What a rally. Nice get from Bredenbeck in the corner, and then he had to get up very quickly to get out of the way. I know Jake was talking last night that he's been working on switching up his backhand a little bit. He's changed his grip, and I think as we saw from that last swing, it seems to be working for him. Incredible rally here in game 3.
Jake's definitely hitting some crisp backhands this weekend.
Yeah, it's nice to see, even when you're on top. I think actually when you're on top, that's when you got to be the sharpest and really be adapting your game and making sure that you're staying tough out there, because these guys have a big target on their back now.
That's right. And it's a great testament to his commitment to the game, too, because in order for you to stay at the top, you're always constantly have to make adjustments, sometimes make drastic changes as he's doing with his backhand grip. And the grip is one of the hardest habits to break. So kudos to him for working that hard.
Yeah, Bredenbeck is just in a zone right now. Martell feeling that and see if he can break Bredenbeck's rhythm here with a timeout. We're going to go ahead and hear from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We have more of Game 3 right after this. And we're back live in Game 3 of our second quarterfinal of the day, where Jake Bredenbeck is in a crazy mental focus right now as he's coming back here in Game 3 with the lead 7-1 against Jaime Martell. Don't go anywhere, because coming up right after this, we have Anthony Herrera versus Andre Perea. And after that, at about 1:30, we have Alex Cardona versus Christian Longoria. So there's much more to come. We're only in our second quarterfinal, and the competition is hot out here in a hot land.
Point.
Tough shot.
Martell trying to pump himself up out there.
8-1.
During the timeout, Cameron and I were talking about just how focused Jake can get and how that momentum can switch just between games.
Point.
Yeah, right now Jake sees nothing but that ball.
9-1.
Which I always thought would be distracting. You're playing with that glass. I would think the crowd and everything that's happening out here is distracting, but the more racquetball I watch, the more you can really see how focused you have to be on what's happening in there, and that's what we're seeing from Bredenbeck.
Yeah. With him playing a lot of international matches, he's got experience on a lot of courts, as you saw when you guys were in Juarez, Mexico, where they had the 3-wall glass. Those are the toughest courts to play on.
Point.
Tough break for Jaime.
Yeah, you really see a a shift in like the physical aspects here from Jaime too. You know, that frustration after each point. I just imagine that keeps you kind of mentally out of it.
Side out.
Nice side out there for Martell, getting some love from the crowd.
Great save for match point there for Jaime.
110.
He's got a long road to climb, but it's not impossible.
He's done it before against Bredenbeck in the quarterfinals back at the Midwest Championships.
Great get.
But he didn't win the match.
Great shot right there. It's exactly what he needs to get a little bit momentum flow in his way.
That's right. We've talked about staying focused, and it's 1 point at a time. It makes it 2-10.
210.
Couple of good serves, set himself up well.
$310.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, that ball just kind of dies there in that back corner.
Jake's at match point number 2.
10-3.
If he can take this, we're going to take it down to the court and get some words from Jake.
And Jaime with another side out.
Yeah,
Doing a great job of staying in it.
310.
Another side out there for Bredenbeck, and his 3rd match point. Kind of rubbing his back there.
10-3.
See if he can close it out here and go nurse that injury.
Good serve.
That's a rocket of a serve.
Another outstanding quarterfinal. Let's give it up one more time for Jaime Martell and Jake Bredenbeck. Hey Jake, can we get a few words from you? Congratulations, that was quite a battle. Can you tell us a little bit, you know, game 1 to game 2, what did you do to really change your momentum? You were down in game 2, 3-12. How do you keep your focus to come back and stay so fierce against an opponent?
First off, Jaime played really well whole match, so congratulations to him. He's a tough player. First game, he was playing well. I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable moving on the court. Didn't feel like I was moving that well, and that's credit to him. He kept me on defense. Second game, like you said, he was up, but I just kept telling myself it's not over. You know, just keep working, keep swinging, and eventually it started working, and I started moving my feet and hitting how I would like to.
So it looked like you were grabbing your back a little bit. Are you okay? Are you injured?
Not just a little thing. I'll be fine.
All right. Well, congratulations to Jake. And we will see you tonight in the semifinals against David Bobby Horn at 5 p.m. Congratulations. Coming up next, we do have another quarterfinal between Anthony Herrera and Andre Paria. So make sure you guys go get some food and get back in your seats in 10 minutes. We'll be right back with more quarterfinals. Thanks for watching.